Hi guys, welcome back to the Hub. My name's Lorraine and I'm going to teach you how to structure the core part of your lesson. Now, I say the core part of your lesson because every lesson that you tutor should really have a very exciting starter at the beginning and should have like a game or something interesting at the end. But what I'm focusing on for this video is just that core learning at the beginning of the lesson. And I've broken it down into these 5 steps to teach a concept, to model the concept, to guide them through the concept, to allow them time to try themselves, and to have something that involves them thinking a little bit, applying it to a slightly different situation. Now, this is how I teach also in a classroom, but as a tutor, we need to slightly adjust that model in that I would suggest, what I say suggest, but what you'll find that you'll have to do is to change this step, the teaching step, to actually to test. Because as a tutor, what you'll find is that students have the majority of time, they've already learnt something at school. And what you're there to do is to reinforce it, or they might not have had understood it. So you're there to explain it again. They might have missed it. So it may be to teach, it may be a catch up, or it may actually be somebody's trying to get them to get a top mark or pass an 11 plus test. So at this point, you may want to just test them on what they know already, so then you can push them onto something else or support them. So that part would really be a question. But for this video, I'm gonna model it as a teaching. Okay, so here we go. So I'm a maths teacher, so I'm using angles in triangles as an example. But I would love anybody to comment on this video and show and apply it to an English concept, or I'm going to get one of my colleagues to do it to a grammar concept as well. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll literally just teach. Okay, so I'll have a triangle, I'll, copy it out or whatever, and I'll say these 3 angles in every single triangle in the whole world. Oops. Let me get my pen out. Every single triangle adds up to 180 degrees. No matter how old or young that child is, I also always try to add a little bit of algebra in it. So I say if I call that angle A, B, and C, I would therefore put that algebraically and say adds up to 180 degrees, no matter how big or small that angle is. So that's just me teaching the concept. And then I would model it for them. So I'll say, okay, we're going to use that fact to find a missing angle. I'll show them that first of all we need to add up the angles that we have here. So we have, sorry, trying to get the pen up. We're going to do 60 plus 55. I actually always try to get them to develop mental maths, but I'll just do column addition for now. And then I'll say, so we add first, and then we would subtract that from 180. I would, most times actually, I just actually try to get them to do it mentally. So go up to 120 is 5, and then that would be 65 there. So that's another lesson, but I would model that in some way, but I'm speeding it up for the sake of this video. Okay, and then that's the answer there. So next thing is to guide them through the next step. So I'll say, right, do you remember what I did first? And then they'll say, you would add, so I'll just guide them. I know I'm kind of playing around with the layout here, but I would say like this, what goes in here. If you've got an interactive whiteboard tool, if you're using Jamboard, look at my video on Jamboard, it's amazing. Get them to fill this in. And then what you do is then you're talking about subtracting from 180. In fact, actually, I'll just even put 180, take away the answer that you get. Really kind of guide them through it. They love filling in boxes and things like that. You can talk to them. What did I do next? You understand it. You can even bring in other things here. What kind of angle is that? My example, I had acute angle. That's an obtuse angle. Bring in different things, but guide them through that. And then it's time for them to try themselves. So have a bunch of questions ready. I could have put just one on the board, watch them do it, just to make sure that they're confident. get them to do one in front of you, and then give them about 5 minutes to have a go themselves and then mark it. So there's an opportunity for them to try what they've just learned. And then the apply, look for a question that is a bit tricky, a bit different. Let them have a go, let them have a think about it, play with it, and then again, guide them through it. So in this particular question that I've chosen, it actually involves another concept that which, if they're at this stage, they probably would have learnt it, which is the fact that angles on a straight line add up to 180. So they would need to find this angle here to be able to find this angle here to be able to apply what they've just learned in this lesson, and then eventually be able to find the solve for X. And it's just really good, sort of maybe let them have a go of it, and different rewards and things like that. Now, what I haven't done is in this video is shown you where I've sourced these questions from. If you want to know straight away, just comment me, email me, but I will be doing a video on where to get your resources from. There's so much stuff on the internet, so many things you can subscribe to get worksheets from and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Just to go back to the model is to teach, model, guide, try and apply. When you have that structure, then your students will expect that structure, and it will give them a consistency and a habit, and they know what to expect. It's nice obviously to change it up from time to time, but that's generally a foolproof method there. And just to finally say, if you like this video, please hit subscribe. Also, if you go onto my website, I would love you to join my mailing list as well to keep updated with any Facebook Lives I do or anything like that. See you next time. Thanks for watching.